Good morning,
Welcome.
Mr.
Thank
Chairman, Ranking Member McKeon, who, as Mr. Etheridge said, was here earlier, and my fellow education and labor colleagues. It's truly an honor to sit on the other side of the dais today to testify on an issue of great importance to our nation's children, families, and communities. I'm pleased to share this panel with so many of my colleagues today, especially given that I've only been in the Congress a little over a year. And Mr. Etheridge, of course, is the only former state superintendent serving in Congress, so I know he understands these issues quite well, as his testimony just demonstrated. I know that our country's students deserve better. They deserve to learn in safe environments where they can grow and thrive. Unfortunately, our public school facilities are not always safe, and more often than not, they are in disrepair. Problems vary region by region, state by state, and even district by district. In the 2nd District of Iowa, which I represent, 41 out of 65 school districts are rural, and rural education and school facilities are of particular concern to me. According to a recent report by the Rural School and Community Trust, enrollment in rural schools increased by 15% compared to a growth of 1% for all public schools nationally. Unfortunately, while enrollment has increased, high need and rural local educational agencies, or LEAs, face significant resource shortages. The tremendous growth in school construction over the past decade is heartening. However, the per-student investments made in affluent districts far surpass those made in the most disadvantaged districts. That is why I have introduced the Public School Repair and Renovation Act of 2007, the House version of a bill introduced by Senator Harkin of the same title. I want to thank my colleagues on this committee, Congressman Hare and Congressman Sarbanes, for their support and co-sponsorship of this legislation. The legislation would take much-needed steps toward ending the inequality of funding for schools. The bill provides a total of $1.6 billion in funding to all states through a formula based on their most recent Title I allocations. The grants are then awarded on a competitive basis to districts that are struggling the most. States also have the discretion to require matching funds, increasing the potential for more than just the federal investment. Finally, the bill requires the GAO to report on school facility spending and provide the first estimate since 1995 for the costs needed to bring all schools up to a good overall condition. As districts plan for the modernization of school facilities, I'm hopeful that they will look closely at the health needs of students, teachers, and administrators. A large and growing body of research demonstrates that green school technology can lead to increased health, learning ability, and productivity. This includes improved test scores, attendance, teacher retention, and satisfaction. As we begin to connect the dots between the environment, a student's learning ability, and the health of both students and faculty, we must once again direct our attention towards the schools that are least able to afford improvements. Yesterday, I introduced the Green School Improvement Act to address these issues. I want to thank Congressman Hare, Congresswoman Hooley, and Congressman Payne for co-sponsoring this legislation. This bill has 3 objectives. First, it will help leverage local funds to make greatly needed green improvements, renovations, and repairs in high-need and rural schools, while ensuring support for local businesses, stimulation of local economies, and creation of local jobs. The bill also provides grants to states that have a significant number of high-need and rural LEAs to develop guidelines, standards, and best practices for future improvements. Lastly, the bill will charge the GAO to conduct a study to examine the potential to meet school repair and renovation needs with energy efficiency, renewable energy, and environmental health improvements. Thank you for allowing me to testify today on the importance of federal support for school modernization. I hope the committee will continue to examine this issue very closely, and I look forward to working with all of you on both my legislation and the proposals of my friends and colleagues who share the panel with me today. The bottom line is that there is a need, and students deserve better, and we can and should do more to leverage local funds to fix America's crumbling school infrastructure. And, Mr. Chairman, I would also like to submit for the record letters of support from Iowa Governor Chet Culver and the U.S. Green Building Council.